the Israeli military has carried out airstrikes targeting a Hamas delegation here in the Qatari capital, Doha. Loud explosions could be heard. Plumes of smoke were seen rising. This is the moment of impact. Now, Israel says that it had notified the U.S. ahead of the attack. The area that was targeted is full of residential units and many foreign embassies. The Hamas delegation had gathered at this location to discuss the latest ceasefire proposal from the U.S. Charles Stratford is live from the Corniche in Doha for us.
This area where the strike happened is a residential area. Schools, kindergartens, recreational sites, sports clubs, and many Qatar residents, Qataris and foreigners living in that area. So you can understand the level of fear. And as you rightly said, those explosions were exceptionally loud, heard right the way across the city. Indeed, we heard reports of them even being heard in a town well away from Doha. So that's an indication of how powerful these strikes were. What we know so far is that obviously the Qataris have roundly condemned this attack, describing it as cowardly and a flagrant violation of international law. They say there are investigations ongoing. We're expecting more updates in the hours and days ahead. But this comes as a great shock to Qatar and to the people living here. As I say, a great sense of anxiety now, just a couple of hours after these strikes. But of course, we know this is not the first time that Israel has done this. Time and time again, Israel has targeted members of the Palestinian armed resistance in various locations around the world.
Now, Al Jazeera's Marwan Bashar is our senior political analyst, and he says a ceasefire proposal was used to set up this attack.
This is the thing, right? It's we're seeing similarities with just what happened on the nuclear front with Iran when the Iranians and the Americans were supposed to be meeting on a Sunday or a Monday, and suddenly, a day or two before, the Israelis decided to bomb Iran. Here we have again where a proposal has been handed, messaged, where Hamas has said it accepts it in principle and is ready to discuss on its basis, and then it's bombed. That's why I say this is gangster type behavior. This is a mafia type behavior. This is not states that are involved in diplomacy and negotiation. That's not how they behave. And that's why I expect, and this is very, very important, I don't think, analytically speaking, Israel would carry any such attack without American green light. If America indeed did not give a green light, we should be hearing a condemnation forthcoming any minute or any hour. The Americans should not procrastinate. The Trump administration needs to condemn this kind of a behavior by its junior ally, by its client Israel, while negotiations are going on, while the Trump proposal is being discussed.
Well, international condemnation is mounting after Israeli strikes on the Hamas leadership in Doha. Saudi Arabia said the strikes were a brutal Israeli aggression and flagrant violation of Qatar's sovereignty, with dire consequences for regional stability. Turkey's foreign ministry said that targeting the Hamas negotiating team in Doha proves that Israel seeks war, not peace, and shows its expansionist policies. Palestinian Authority Vice President Hussein al-Sheikh wrote that the airstrikes were a serious violation of international law and the sovereignty of the state of Qatar. Jordan's foreign ministry said the bombing is a flagrant violation of the UN Charter and a dangerous escalation threatening international peace.